Oh,
Okay. Good afternoon, Faces families. Welcome back to the Faces for Autism Streaming with Love Telethon. I'm Jake Package. You just heard from Miss New Jersey during our last hour. My next guest tonight is a parent in the autism spectrum community. She's worked with in North Jersey, trying to make a difference in with the families, helping teach and learn with the Bog Center for Developmental Disabilities. She spoke on Capitol Hill. She's a part of New Jersey Partners in Policymaking. I could list a few more things. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to have her here tonight. Please welcome Subha.
hi, everybody. Thank you, Jacob, for inviting me here for the telethon.
Thank you. Subha, my first question, tell us how you got started with, working with autism in schools and things of that nature.
So in our case, my son, his name is Saket Balasetti, and right now he's 22 years old. So the whole advocacy started when actually he was born. He was born with a complex congenital heart defect. So he had multiple heart surgeries and he has a feeding tube at one point and continuous oxygen. It was a lot of challenges were involved and a lot of hospital visits going back and forth. That is when we started advocating for our son and the people who has similar conditions like him and everybody that needs some supports. That is how we started our advocacy. As he was growing older and settling down with his medical side of challenges, then we started focusing on other things that are coming up. And he was diagnosed with autism in 2010. Then by that time itself, because we have known families, friends who has kids on spectrum and adults on spectrum. So we were already part of advocacy that side, helping them out and trying to educate others about autism, medical health, mental health, you name it. We are trying to learn at the same time and sharing what we learned with others. That is how we started our advocacy, sharing information, sharing resources, and teaching them about how to include everybody in the community. Then after 2010 diagnosis of autism, and also he has some mental health challenges. So that is where we started seeing a lot of stigma because of autism and mental health challenges. We were started seeing quite a bit of stigma around us because of these situations. So we started educating everybody that it is nothing like a dangerous or anything where they have to stop talking to us or cutting off from the lives or anything, because there is quite a bit of stigma, honestly. So we started educating people about what is autism, it's neurodiversity, and about mental health. We started talking about it in around 2010, 2011 because of our experiences. And then we moved from Midwest to here to New Jersey in 2012. And 2013, I came to know about NAMI, New Jersey, National Alliance on Mental Illness. So that is where I started learning more about how to educate others about mental health. And also, I used those skills to start talking about autism. So these are all one after another, but it's a long journey, Jacob, with the advocacy for us. And it just didn't start with one condition or one situation. It started from the time he was born with different complexities that he has. So it all built up. Last year, I had an opportunity to talk in the Assembly Education Committee for the extension of 1 year, extension of additional year for special education. Thanks to NJCDD, they showed me there is another avenue that's going and voicing our concerns and challenges that we are facing in the community with the legislators. That is how I started into this advocacy. And oh my goodness, I felt so good to learn that everybody is listening when we are talking. They want to know, all the legislators, they really want to know what is going on in the constituents' lives, and they are willing to educate themselves and solve with us together some of the challenges that we are facing. And then I came to know about partners in policy making, got encouragement few people, and I applied. I am thoroughly enjoying it. I'm learning so much from every partner in the partners in policy making class. And Jacob, thank you so much for your input all the time in our class. And I'm learning so much from everybody. Thank you.
Wow, Subha. I mean, but tonight, and friends, thank you for telling your story. But we have to learn how to advocate for ourselves and
Yes.
for each other.
Yes.
It's not, if I told you tonight, advocacy is so easy, I'd be lying. Advocacy is one of the hardest and most difficult things you will ever do. Advocacy is not easy. You will get turned away. People think your ideas are so far-fetched. It's ridiculous. So friends, please advocate, please advocate. Please don't be afraid to talk to your schools. Get involved in person-centered planning. Be a voice for the next chapter and chapters ahead.
I totally agree with you, Jacob, because advocacy is something, in my case, personal case, I was not ready to ask for help in the beginning. That is where I have to change the way I was thinking. So first, we need to start asking for help when needed, and also advocating for everybody around us, as you said, because we want all of us around us to be happy and accepted, included, so we can be happy, right? So
Yeah,
that is how we look at it, because it is so important for the whole community to move forward in a peaceful, happy place. So that means everybody need to be included in every aspect. So advocacy is very, very important. And it's not being just a voice. It's working together and being there for somebody and being there for ourselves. Self-advocacy, advocacy, everything is so important.
Yes, and friends, I strongly advise if you're interested in getting into advocacy, helping your child, a student, if you're a teacher, take New Jersey Partners in Policymaking. Take wherever you're from and take the class, because it is eye-opening, it is life-changing, it is inspiring, and it'll help you. I mean, I said this earlier tonight, but I think out of every class I've gone to, I've left learning something that I didn't know, and I'm longing to learn more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead, Subha.
Yeah, what you are saying is so true, Jacob. We all are learning so much. Every class, every conversation we are having in Partners in Policy Making class. Oh my goodness, there is so much information, wealth of information, and everybody is advocating in different areas, right?
Yes, and I'll give you guys an example. Just this past Saturday, we had a class where we got to tell our stories to our legislators that live in our districts, and we got to say, "Oh, we would like to see transportation changes." Suba wanted to see changes also in transportation, but also on the working forefront.
Yes.
We got to talk about things that we're passionate about and what we know.
Yeah, in one class, we touched on so many different areas. We touched on inclusion in schools and providing supports and services, DSP services, direct support professionals. We talked about employment, we talked about transportation, we talked about healthcare, insurance, which is so important. So in 1.5 hours, we cover so much. So we have a lot of work to do. And we need everybody's energy here in advocacy.
Yes, it's so key, so important, so necessary. Get involved with the Bog Center or wherever your center is across the country. Each state has one. Google is your best friend if you want to find out more. Start Googling, start answering your top questions. Take partners, take every opportunity you can to advocate, because it's life-changing. I had an opportunity to take a class very similar to Partners. It was all about advocacy, and it was through Cornell University.
Wow.
I may take it again further down the line, but I had an option. Take Partners, take the class at Cornell. And ultimately, I chose to stick with Partners, and I'm so happy I did.
It's a wonderful group. Yeah, I'm also enjoying so much. And I'm looking forward to participating in more talks with my partners in policy making class, so that we all can move forward with the changes that we are looking in the policies, or bring some changes, basically positive changes in the community. with the changes.
Yeah. Yes, Subha, my last question. If you could give any parents advice on coping with autism or anything related in the special needs community, what would you say?
First, we need to listen to our loved ones who are sharing what they are feeling, because I see in many cases quite a bit of stigma around it. So we need to cross that barrier. So we have to listen to our loved ones. And there are times I heard from parents saying it's just a phase type of thing. So we need to cross that. And also we need to be there with our loved one. We are advocating with them. It's not like, because we need to take our loved ones' input. We are following them. We are following, like in my case, I asked my son, I am with him. You understand what I mean, right, Jacob?
Yeah, I understand.
I am with him. It's not like I am advocating for him. I'm advocating with him on the causes that are dear to him and dear to me. Together, we want to bring a change. And that's what I'm going to tell other parents. Please listen to the child and see where we need to bring the changes in the school
Yes.
or community. And I mean, it can be a child or a young adult or an adult. So, yeah. And the legislators are listening when we talk to them. So let's take advantage of that. And they are actually here because we voted, right? So we need to express, otherwise, how are they going to know what are we lacking? So let's put together a list of things and share with them what are the things we are looking in our community for a positive change. So that's what I'm going to say, Jacob.
Friends, thank you, Subha. Friends, please donate. Faces need your support. These organizations and programs that work so hard over the course of the year, they need you. We need you. We were able to raise about $11,000 last year. We can only go up from here. Please donate. These organizations need you. If you want more information about partners, please Google the Boggs Center for Developmental Disabilities. Please feel free to reach out to Subha or I. I can post her email address in the chat box down below. Just let me know. Please donate, friends. Thank you.
And always, education is very, very important.
Oh, very important.
Yeah.
Very important. You can stop the recording.
Thank
please.
you.